everybody, today we're going to talk about misophonia. What is it? I've never heard about that before. And that's why I'm doing a video on it, so stay tuned. So like I said, today I'm going to talk about misophonia. And many of you asked me for this video, and I honestly, the funny thing is when I was in New York about a month ago, my friend Todd was like, have you heard about this? I have this. This is real. And I thought, I'm not gonna lie, bullshit. You're crazy, Todd. You're always agitated. Hi, Todd. Anyway, so I looked up misophonia, and it's not in the DSM. It's not a mental illness. It doesn't fall into that, but it is real. I've looked at a lot of sites, and a lot of my information is actually from misophonia.com. They had a lot of treatment options, a lot of therapists and psychiatrists had written in the forums. So if you're wanting more information, you can definitely go there to get it. But the rough definition of misophonia is hatred of sound. And what this really means is those who suffer from it are extremely sensitive to certain sounds. And there can be things that are really triggering, like smacking gum, crunching ice, tapping pens, clicking pens, dragging our feet. A lot of things that people do in daily life without thinking about it can honestly send these people into rage-filled, stop the noise, or panic attacks if they try to hold it inside. And so you can imagine how difficult this would be for people because it makes it really hard for them to be at work, to have good interpersonal relationships where you don't potentially lash out at someone for smacking their food or slurping their water. And it can honestly, for some people in the forums, they were saying how isolated they are and how hard it is for them to interact because they're afraid of screaming at people. And they say in the brain, this is what the research thus far shows, that it pushes us into like a fight or flight response. The noises that they experience that are so triggering are so difficult for them to manage that it's like a sensory overload and they go into fight or flight. Some people slap people, they scream, they lash out, and a lot of the people talked about how it ruined their relationships. So like I said, misophonia can be really difficult. Imagine if certain people's sounds and noises that you run into in your daily life are so difficult for you to manage that it sends you into a rage or a panic attack. Those are not good options, and that would feel really terrible. But there are ways that we can best manage our symptoms. And they talk about how important it is to have people that you trust in your life, because the number one thing they tell you is to let people know about it. Let them know the triggering sounds. And the reason I say someone you trust and care about, because you don't want them to use those against you, because that's not good for anybody. So make sure you find people who you care about and they care about you and share with them what you're going through, because you're not alone. There are a lot of people who struggle with this. And the treatment options, as far as therapeutically speaking, are pretty limited because we don't know that much about it yet, and people are still developing things, researching things, and you'll see when you search it online that there are a lot of people claiming to be the cure, but we don't really know yet. The things that they mention are obviously behavioral, avoiding triggers, also just doing your best to take care of yourself, like sleeping, eating well, exercising. All those things can overall make us feel better and stronger and able to fight the urges to lash out. And also behavioral treatment. A lot of people talked about using headphones, bringing earplugs everywhere, having them at work, always being engaged in conversation when we eat if the smacking of food is one of those triggering sounds. There are a lot of things that you can do to help kind of keep you present and snap you out of that intense, hatred of sound that you feel. So know that you're not alone. Misophonia does exist, and that's why I love our community, because then you challenge me to research things when I thought my friend Todd was like losing his marbles, and I was like, I had never heard of that. I did not read that in the DSM, but it's really difficult and it's a real issue. So I hope that you found this helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and leave information in the comments, because this is such a new thing they're talking about. There aren't real treatment options available that have been researched years and years. I want to know what's working for you. What are things that you do to help yourself better manage it? And just because something isn't in the DSM doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's just for mental illness and mental disorders. So know that that doesn't mean it's not real for you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I put out videos 3 days a week and you don't want to miss them. See you next time.